The following content features adults acting like children. If you are uncomfortable with profane language, general cluelessness, or a fundamental misunderstanding of simple rule systems, please look away now.
What
I
is
don't know what else we
Trail?
could do. The only
What is
other
out
lead
there?
we really have on things happening around besides just free worlding it is the something about raiding orcs in Wyvern Pass. It's all I remember. The only
What
other
is
we have.
what is up
So,
Tribord Trail?
Tribord Trail is the path that you guys took. Let me actually do a thing.
The
That's
horse we
kind
rode
of-
in on.
So if you look here, you can see the trade road running north and south, and then you can see Phandalin, and then you see the dotted line is Tribord Trail. It runs off of the high road and towards, I think it's just called Tribor is the name of the city. I'd have to look it up. But Tribor Trail is just this sort of rough path that leads to Conneberry and places like that. So, if you were going to Wyvern Tor, for example, you would take Tribord Trail.
Okay. Oh God, what is the largest amount of hijinks we can get into in one day, and then we can have the other day to like be productive. That's all I want. That's all I want from this.
There are many free drinks to be had at the inn. You know that the Sleeping Giant is a tavern. You also know that it sort of seemed run down. Sort of nobody went there, and that's where the Red Brands came out of. So that's interesting. Lion Shield
Or we can leave the
Coster
town.
is always there. Linene Greywind is doing some unloading. She said for you guys to stop by for a reward. Things like
I say we go there first,
Yeah, I say we do that first too.
because free stuff is nice.
just a second.
Bitch, but I have my money.
There it is.
Pay
All
me
right,
what
so you
you
go
owe
over,
me.
and I forget what Linene sounded like, but we'll work on it. So you walk over to Lion Shield Coster. As you remember, it's sort of this weird combination of an IKEA and an armory. Barthen handles food. He handles candles. Consumables, essentially, is what Barthen handles. When you need, let's say, furniture, when you need armor, things like that, chain, this is where you go, Lion Shield Coster. And you walk inside, and it is quite busy and a bit of a mess. There are boxes sort of everywhere, just sort of up and down the aisles. Some very large men are moving around, carrying boxes in and out. You hear some crashing and banging around in the back, and just stop that. As someone who sounds a lot like Linene is bumbling about in the back room behind the counter. And you're sort of in this space. There are, behind the counter on either side against the walls are two very large banners with the blue lion crest on it of Lion Shield Coster. Fitz, again, you're very familiar with this house, with your background and all.
I'm gonna do the good old bell trick again.
That's what I was waiting for.
All right. So, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And she says, What?
Where's Lenine?
I'm Lenine.
The DM said someone who sounds like Lenine, but not Lenine, so I'm led to believe someone who sounds like her.
That's it. What? The what?
Anyways, how are you?
More confused than I was a minute ago.
What were you shouting about back there?
I tripped over a spear.
Oh, that's lucky you didn't pay yourself.
And then stepped on a flail, and then crashed into a sword rack. It's a bit busy today.
A responsible carrying of Fizzlebane wares, I see.
Wait. And she goes over and she flips through the book, and she finds this note that she made, and she points to the name. You don't know this, but she points to a name. I'll let you know it's the name Fitzgerald Fizzlebang. And then she looks up at you, and then back at the book, and then back at you. And she runs over to the other side of the counter, and just books start flying out, just up in the air and then land down.
Whoa,
and then she grabs what looks like a log book of some sort and just wildly tears through it, just looking through. And she finds a note. She looks up at you again, and back at the note, and back at you, and says, "Oh,
I know he's not as impressive as you think.
Mr. Fizzlebang, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm so sorry about all of. Oh no.
Oh, it's no way. Really.
I should have known. This is very embarrassing. Please, can I get you some tea? Anything?
Oh no.
Are you? I could. A chair? Would you like a chair? I can get you a chair.
No, I'm fine standing.
Are you?
Thanar will just interject and I'll just say, no, don't worry about it.
So I, about all the stuff, that wasn't my fault. They were grabbed on the road. I didn't lose them. We have them back now.
I know the story. Really, it's problem.
I appreciate that greatly, sir. My apologies for the confusion. If I had known who you were, I would have. We went back to the cave, and everything was where we expected to find it. We gathered it all back up. Everything looks fine. There were a couple of the boxes open. It looks like somebody had rifled through them a bit. A couple of shipping manifests were missing, but otherwise everything's ship shape, I think. Reward. Yes. Reward.
I'm
We
sure
got
it's fine.
you. I promised a thing. 1 second. And she runs back. You hear another crash. Tick, just stupid sorts, move. And a jingling of coins. And she comes back out, and she walks around very, very carefully, very nicely, and she says, I thank you all so very much for the work that you put in recovering these. It's not much. It's certainly not enough for you, Mr. Fizzlebang, but it's what we have in the here. And she hands you a small bag of 50 gold coins.
Hell yeah.
And you now have 50 gold to split amongst you as you wish. And she will say, thank you again so very much.
Thank you.
You've certainly saved my bacon, as it were. Sir.
Oh, and maybe you were looking for these, and from within his cargo robe, he pulls out the shipping manifests.
Yes, those. Ah, yes. Oh, this will make things so much easier. Thank you so much, sir. And she takes them,
Of course.
rolls them up in a nice, and goes back around to the log book that she had out and puts it away. Starts rifling through. I should mention this woman is as tall as Thanar, so all of this is going on with a very large human woman, and she's going through the manifest, and she gets it out, she sets it down, and she sort of pastes it in place and closes the book. Much better.
I'm just saying, if there was ever a time to make a your mom joke, when he said a very large woman, that was it.
I know. I believe me, I heard it.
I appreciate your restraint. And now she stands up and she just sort of looks at you. She's looking around. Can I help you with anything else?
Malba, anything? No? Okay, I think we're good. Thank you very much for your help.
But it's certainly any time that you want to come back. We have weapons, of course, ready-made furniture. I don't know what you need, but if you need it, we can probably get it.
I need the DM to get a better internet connection so I can hear him.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. She said if you need anything, she doesn't. If you need anything, she can probably get it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
This is clearly an already awkward person in an awkward situation. Someone thought it would be a good idea to have someone too large in charge of a place with a bunch of slightly fragile pointy things.
See, I wish I could do the cool wizard thing where you wave around the staff and everything clears up, but that's not a spell.
Prestidigitation, I think, does that.
No, it can't.
Yeah.
Spells. Alright, speak, bitch. It can,
clean or soil an object no larger than a cubic foot. I mean, you could go around sort of cleaning up spills if you wanted to.
I'm sure she'll manage.
I figured as much.
It's either all or nothing.
You could literally help put out fires that she accidentally starts, though she doesn't do that. So.
I'm sure.
Huh.
I don't think you'd be very long in a wooden furniture business otherwise.
That's actually interesting. You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for an hour.
I've thought of Thanar's head permanently, but
you could literally make a loaf of bread taste like anything.
Like your mom. Oh shit!
Thank you. Now what? So Linene has opened the shop to you. She's restocking her shelves. In the future, she will have interesting weapons for sale. If your weapons are damaged, which they probably won't be, but she can help you with that. Magic weapons can be repaired here, probably in the future. Just a thought.
You guys have any interest in abusing this poor woman more, or should we just peace?
She's.
Can I get that water sash thing that you were talking about earlier? Would they have that?
Okay. Well, you can ask her.
See, I don't even know what it's really called.
Exactly. It doesn't have a name. You'll have to describe it to her.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else before we leave, fellows?
I was wondering if you have large pouch that could store water that I could use.
A water skin?
Yes, that's what it's called.
Oh,
Would you perhaps have one of those?
She's got an armful of books that she's carefully putting back on the shelf, and you ask her for this, and you just see like the top of her head and her eyes up over the counter, and then she like thunk 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 thunk, thunk throws all the books back in, and then walks around back. I'm afraid that's not technically a weapon or furniture. That might be something for Mr. Barthen.
Okay, I was just checking.
Would you happen to have carpenter tools as well? I used to do woodworking in the Navy, and I've been wanting another set of tools since I left.
Actually...
So see if you wait. Actually, we can probably get them for free if we go rob the family who just got their husband.
No!
Wow!
I saw that on the map and I thought of it and I'm like, no, that's awful.
You're the worst people. Okay, you're the worst person. You're the worst gnome.
People. Do you see how nice I am?
You're not.
What? How am I not nice to these people?
She'll say,
Over them.
Yeah, you abuse her name constantly.
Well, no, I just came in and I made a joke because I thought she knew who I was, and then she fucking lost her shit because she didn't know who I was.
she very much didn't.
Would my character know much about Fitz? Have we like actually discussed our backgrounds with each other?
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
I mean, I think we
there's
have
a
to be aware
potential-
of Fitz though, because he's.
I know
my
his
last
last
name.
name. That's
So
it.
there's a couple of things that you need to know. Fitz is well known to a select set of people, right?
A very select.
So people who deal in trade goods would know him. People who deal in, let's say, city politics, people who might set up trade deals would know him.
I have a long-term plan to make the Fizzlebang name more like Kroger or something, and we can go brand and stuff. And so then I'm just fucking famous and I'm loaded all the time.
So you guys don't necessarily know him. If you wanted to ask, dude, what's that about? You certainly could. But for now, Linene will tell you we do have some tools here, actually.
Perfect. How much would they be?
Let me check the logbook here, by which I mean let the DM flip through the player's handbook. Perfectly. Carpenter's tools, she'll tell you that will be 8 gold pieces.
I can pay.
Even better.
I'll give her the money.
Okay. And she will hand you
Oh, thank God. Sorry, I had to do that because I had like a number and then 8. Now I just have an even 10 and I'm very happy. Oh, thank God.
She will hand you a like an oil skin, just like a oiled skin that's rolled up inside of a box. And you unroll it and there are hammers, chisels, pry bars, the whole kit and caboodle, the things that you would need to make, let's say, large furniture. If you wanted to build a shelf, this has most of the stuff. You'd obviously have to purchase nails separately and all that, but the tools you need for woodworking are here.
No, we're paying her. He probably has enough nails on his own. Anyways, I'll just like roll it back up and I guess hand it to him. Here you go.
Add it to your character sheet.
Yep, I did.
Excellent. Are you proficient with those?
Yeah, I was just going to tell you what that is about is at level 3, because of the specialization I took, it lets you pick a set of tools like that, and so I went with Carpenter.
That is super weird.
I said tinker.
Nah, he lived on a boat. He's definitely a carpenter. It's called Student of War, I think.
It is. You gain proficiency with one type of artisan tools of your choice. That's super cool.
So yeah, I hadn't told you that yet, but now you know.
You are now a carpenter orc. Oh! You go fix the door.
I was just gonna ask how well we did it last night.
Okay, so I'm super happy about all of the things that are happening. You fixed it well enough to close the door, but I mean it's obviously still like kicked in. Like have you ever seen a door that's been kicked in? Okay.
No, I don't usually. That's not usually how I open doors.
My family owns rental properties. We've seen doors that have been kicked in. Essentially, what happens is, there's a hole where the actual bolt for the doorknob and the lock go in. Imagine, if you will, that someone were to kick that and it just ripped that hole wide open. Right, so that now there's nothing for it to latch to. You figure that if you went to, say, Barthen's and got the supplies necessary, you could probably put that door back together in a couple of hours.
All right.
That's really cool, by the way.
Cool.
I'm super happy about all the things.
I can tell.
All right. Now I'm going to ask a very specific question now. Malba.
12 inches. What?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
I want to go get that water skin from Barthen's.
All right.
That was a good fucking joke.
Dude, do you remember last time you asked him that question? Do you remember where we ended up? The manor.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I want one of you three to sort of become the decisionist of the party and just start making actual real decisions that the other two will sort of abide with.
I kind of like the democracy setup we
Okay.
have. Because legit, Fitz doesn't have any reason to still be here. So
Fitz would be out of the city if it was up to him.
Well, okay. Now
Yeah.
I want to say, like, your reason for being here in the first place is because you joined the Everwatch Rangers and Helm's Hold.
yeah, and
You
now
got
I'm
hired.
here
You got
because
hired for a job,
I have money.
right? You did the job. You got hired on for a second job, which you are still doing.
But that wasn't by the Everwatch Rangers.
It was.
Was it? I thought it was just like because I remember Sildar was like, "So you want to be my deputy?" And we were like, my Bob was like, "Fuck you guys, yes." And then I was like, "Okay, I guess."
Do you remember the
Literally.
letter that you?
I remember the letter, but I don't remember what it was for.
Okay, Fitz.
We sent it to them, but you said it would take them a couple days to reply.
This is true. However, you did receive.
So that was a hiring.
Yeah, essentially. You've not received word back, but you are currently under Sildar's employ as deputies of the town. And he has hired you essentially through the Everwatch Rangers.
Okay, I get it.
Right. So you go to Barthen's. He is setting up shop.
Does he notice us when we walk in?
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay, dang, you can't do your bell trick.
I do it anyways. I just like twice. Except I make it like solid.
So you walk in. He's like, "Gentlemen, thank you so much for." And then the bell trick goes off. Are you staring him dead in the eye as you set it off?
No, I act surprised. I'm like, huh?
I suppose I should start over. How may I help you, gentlemen?
It's one bell, but quieter this time.
Thank you. I have not dealt with a wizard in some time.
A wizard?
It reminds me of old days. Can I help you with anything?
I was wondering if you would perhaps have a water skin for sale.
We have several fine water skins, actually. And he'll motion you over to a section of the wall with like a big hook on it, and there's just water skins hanging there. Different sizes, all that fun stuff.
I don't know what size I need.
12 inches.
Just sort of think about the quantity of water that it would take to do the thing you're trying to do, and then just sort of guesstimate.
You know when you were in college and those weird carried like 2-gallon jugs all over the place.
Star-
That's
yeah,
gonna be you in a couple
Jesus,
minutes.
Milk,
I hate those
milk
people.
jugs full of water to everywhere. Ugh.
Or like an Arizona tea jug if they're an interesting one.
Oh, that's popular.
I once got like an empty vodka bottle, and
I remember you telling me, and I thought it was really weird, but I was super into it.
yeah, I never actually did it because I didn't want to get in too much trouble about it. But so you find a fairly large, if you will, a family size water skin. So you would imagine that it's like for expeditions or something. They would fill this up so they could have it over a long period of time. It would strap, if you fit it correctly with the right straps, you could sling it over one shoulder across your chest and then carry it behind you with the nozzle at your hip under your right arm. So you could quickly get to the cork.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How much for this skin right here? The one you just described.
If that's all you need, then it will certainly be on the house.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
It
We'll be interested in some supplies to fix a door.
a door.
A door.
Are you?
Can I just conjure them and see how long it lasts?
You have that thought, and then you pull out your spell book and you flip through, and I want you to go tell me how long a conjured item lasts.
Oh, I know, but just like
He will say.
If I slammed it too hard, it would break.
He said, "Well,
If they had tripped into this.
he would say, yes. We have a bit of a lumber yard back this way. Follow me." And he will open up the counter and walk out around, lead you out a side door into this secondary building over here, which has a number of planks of wood, nails, sort of house building supplies. Are you looking to make a more permanent residence here in town?
Not yet.
No. Well, whatever you need, let me know. I will put together a quote for you on how much it will cost.
I'm assuming he has like nails and stuff as
Oh
well.
yeah, you've got like if you wanted to build a house from scratch, he could help you do that.
Okay, so
All
we're
right.
rebuilding the manor, right? That's what our plan is?
Oh, totally.
Okay,
I
that's
will
the
tell
plan.
you right now, you do not have the dosh. Like, to rebuild Trezendar Manor in a way that makes it look like Trezendar Manor would take thousands of gold.
I mean, we got that for though.
Yeah, we make the fizzle banner, so it's obvious.
holy shit, you're bright.
Oh, that's the best thing.
We've already intimidated 2 of the important people in this town. What if we just have a manor up on the hill?
Holy shit, it's like all of our faces. It's just like huge fucking poster.
We already have our private escape
Okay,
downstairs.
Mount Everwatch.
Jesus.
Just a thought.
Mm,
So,
I don't patriotic yet.
what are you planning on fixing? I don't imagine that you just sort of had this whim to go work on your carpentry.
Wait, I was.
Do what?
What's their last name? I always forget it. It starts with a D.
Dendrar.
I was going to fix the Dendrar's door from where. So how about the thickest door shape you can find?
He will smile at you like this is heartwarming stuff, and he will go and he'll pick out a nice piece. He pulls out this long plank of wood and he looks at it and he turns it sideways to look at how straight it is. He's not happy with that one, and he'll pull out another. A little happier with that one, but he'll slide it back in. He pulls out a third. This one's right. This is the right piece. And he pulls that out. He sets it aside. He goes over and he grabs a small handful of nails out of a barrel, and he drops them in a cloth sack. There's enough.
Did he put a lock with it too?
Well, no, nothing quite like that. He'll say, "Have you been to see the place?"
Briefly.
Was there any particular hardware that was necessary, or was the lock intact, or was it just the door jam?
Do I remember this?
You guys put it together last night. It was fine. Like the locking mechanism itself was fine. Most locking mechanisms in this time period would have been like
a bolt lock.
Well, essentially, like imagine, if you will, a bar on a single nail, and you pull down on one side of it, or pull it out and then swing it open. So it would have probably been made of wood with like a metal bolt for nighttime. So everything seemed okay. There was a piece of the actual handle itself that was a little beat up. You can tell him that, and he'll get you the right pieces that you need. He'll put that all together. He'll hand it over.
And what, Barthen? What'll it be for all of this today?
For the Dendrars, after what they've been through, absolutely nothing. I think.
Thank you. I'll send the warm greetings to them as well.
I appreciate that. I will likely be by my own self. I don't know that. It's a rough situation. I don't exactly know what it is that I can do, but I suppose showing support in these trying times is the best I can do.
Thank you.
And
I think we're done.
He'll follow you guys out back to the register, which I keep saying is a thing, but it isn't. To the front, to the shop counter. He'll lean against it. Is there anything else?
We're done here. Thank you.
Before you leave, you guys can go ahead and stock up on anything that you don't have. If you have any spell components, things like that you don't have or that you need, you can pick that up.
Cool.
I'll just sort of roll that all into the 10 gold I made you guys pay when you first got here. So.
Can I buy some extra nails just to have them in case I ever want?
Sure. Yeah, he will. He'll just you ask, and he's like, fine, and he'll give you another pouch of 20 or so. Like the number doesn't matter. He gives you nails. You now have nails. He won't even charge you for them. It's just another handful of nails to add to the collection.
Sweet.
Yep. And out you go. And I imagine you're now that you have a plank of wood over your shoulder and a pocket full of nails, you'll head to the Dendrars.
At least I will. I don't know where the other two would like to go.
All right, so you make your way off to the Dendrar's house. Fitz, it's about this time that you hear from your pack.
You just got a letter.
What?
Nothing.
I got a letter.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna open it. What's it say?
It says, from the desk of Abriv Hadam, Priat of Helm's Hold. And it's rolled nicely and sealed. And you open it up. And it essentially says, you have done, you did well. Thank you for your services. You are now, your contract has now been transferred from Gundren Rockseeker to Sildar Hallwinter. we expect for you to be there for a period of at least a month in his services.
Oh my god.
I can just hear Fitz dying as he reads this.
As he goes, oh.
The pay has been agreed to at 10 gold per person per week.
What? These are like real-time reactions to what he's hearing or reading.
In addition, room and board will be supplied.
Great.
As to the location of the Cragmaw Castle, we have no scouts in that area. However, we have heard through our freelance agents that have passed through fairly recently that there is suspicious activity near Conneberry at Wyvern Tor.
Oh boy.
If you have the time and Sildar can spare you, it might be worth checking out. I should say it might be worth taking a look at.
Fucking grand.
There's
Hey, you guys want to know what this letter says?
There seems to be the suggestion from Helm's Hold, at least, and Abriv Hadam, that he doesn't know, but this seems like a good place to start if you're looking for Cragmaw Castle, and so he doesn't know that Sildar has gone off to talk with another guy about this thing. He's saying the only thing that we know right now is that there's a lot of activity coming from Wyvern Tor.
You guys want to know what the letter says?
I want to hear it from your words.
Are you guys?
We are.
Are you guys walking towards the house together?
Sure.
So you're about here.
Fitz is like close to just like swearing, but he's like walking in public, so he's trying hard not to. When he's like we're entrapped in the city for another month. Oh, and they give us 10 gold a week. But board is complimentary because we'd be too poor without it to afford it.
A nice family out for a stroll walks by. They point at you and smile and wave. All three of you, heroes of the town.
I wave back.
Big smiles, very happy. There are children running around, and they're super interested in all three of you. And you keep walking.
I'm gonna ask Fitz why he joined the Rangers in the first place. If he did, because they're not supposed to make that much money. They're not exactly a rich organization.
I didn't. It simply put, it wasn't my choice.
Oh. So that's why you complain.
Oh, shut up, Malpaw!
Bernard just chuckles.
This fucking 3-foot ball of rage is very angry right now.
So, you guys get to the Dendrar's house. You guys have your tools and all your fun stuff about you. And you go inside. Or you knock on the front door, I imagine.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Whatever's left of it.
Right. No, I mean, you guys did a fairly good job of.
We did our best.
Yeah, I mean, given none of the tools necessary for actually affecting a real repair, you made the place secure, right? And Sarah comes to the door. And she opens the door and she's like, "Oh, Good morning.
To you as well.
Um,
As you may have guessed, we've come to rebuild your door.
We've also
Instead
come to
of-
be stuck in this town for another month.
so a quick note, I said that Sarah came to the door. Not
Oh, right. Okay.
Sarah?
Yeah, no, didn't even hear that.
Oh, hi, Stacy.
you are a bad person.
Are you having a good day so far, Sophie?
Is this going to be a thing? Is this
Just call her sad.
so
Is she gonna answer me?
No, I don't know that she is. She's there's a lot going on now. Like you guys are here and she's like, "Oh, hey." And then it's like, "What's up, Stacy?" It's like, "Oh, wait a second. My name is not Stacy." And she'll actually say it's Sarah, actually.
Sally? Cool.
That's fine. Sure. Can I help you?
Pardon him. We've come here to fix your sister's door after what happened to it.
Oh, that's certainly not necessary, but thank you very much. And she'll welcome you inside.
Wait, where does Sarah live?
You don't know, because you don't care about Sarah.
But
and
she
you don't-
doesn't live. True. But she doesn't live with her sister, I'm guessing.
You sort of don't know.
Well, the answer is no, because she would have been kidding.
That is
I'm
certainly
yeah.
a good observation. Like
She would have been kidnapped, and she probably would have done something about the door if she still lived there. That was like 2 days.
yes, actually.
I think so.
Yeah. So you come inside. Myrna is there, sort of idly washing dishes, looking out the window as she cleans up from breakfast. The kids aren't there, oddly enough. Not that you can see, at least.
Good morning, Myrna.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Is there anything I can help you with?
Well, I've come to do a better job of fixing your door than we could do last night.
Oh,
I've brought everything with me if you don't mind my presence for a couple hours.
bless you. Thank you so much. I can't ask you to. I can't. You must have more important things to be doing with your time. I can fix that. It's not a problem.
Well, so currently we're currently waiting for our sheriff to return back to town, who I don't believe you've met yet, but I certainly have the spare time.
I don't believe you've met yet. You were kidnapped for a while there.
Exactly. You don't know, man. Like, half the people in this town already know who he is.
So you might think carefully about who actually knows who he is.
And it's the people who matter.
So and they're so let's step outside of the game for another second, right? The people who are familiar with Sildar are Darren Edermath, Sister Gariel, and Elmar Barthen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
These are the people who are very familiar with Sildar. At least 2 of them have mentioned making contact with an organization of some sort. Just a thought. Anyway, Myrna will do her best to sort of set about like fixing what is, I suppose, the medieval version of tea. So like a barley tea, probably. To just,
You make tea out of barley?
Yeah, this is a thing. I'm sure it's a thing. I hope it's a thing. Yes, it is a thing. Ha.
Huh, who knew?
It may be a Japanese thing. I'm gonna hate
Weeb.
myself if it's a
Weeb.
Japanese thing. I think it's a Japanese thing.
I googled it. It's
Ah.
Japanese.
Ooh, yeah, Korea, China, and Japan. Weeb.
Oh, I thought
Weeb.
for sure. Oh, what?
Is that what you consume while you're watching your anime?
I have
Literally,
never.
no, he doesn't. He knows more about Japan than he does, like, modern America. I'm not even
You are bad people, and that is not true. Oh man, and I can't even remember what the name of the YouTube channel I watch for this stuff is. There's actually a guy who does medieval sort of recipe stuff and like how they lived. It's kind of neat. Townsend's is his name. My apologies. But yeah, she offers you a cool beverage as you begin to work. So let's actually have from you a... See, there's not a thing for this. Oh, right. No, it's a crafting check. It's a check with your tools. So you roll dexterity, a dexterity check plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Roll a dex check plus your proficiency bonus. So that will be just whatever your dex is plus 2.
So it's a 14. No. Do I roll like a 14 or do I?
Oh, you roll a d20.
Okay.
Then you add your
Him back. How's it going?
then you add your dexterity modifier.
All right. Oh, and proficiency bonus, so it would have been +4.
Okay, so you rolled a 22. Right?
Nice. I was gonna be super if I fell to building a door.
Well, so you take your tools and you pry off the old door jamb, right? You just pop, and it all comes off very nice. And you sort of sand down all the rough edges, pull some stuff apart. You pack it, and you take the new piece of wood and you set it in place. You nail it all in place. You take your drill that's in there, sort of a you've seen hand drills, like the weird U-shaped piece that you have a
movie?
Yeah, you've seen these. And you drill out a hole in the correct position and all that, and sand it, stain it, and it looks really good actually.
Nice. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, and quite frankly, everyone is everyone's sort of impressed. They, in fairness, if you're sort of understanding them, you get the idea that what they saw in you was sort of a big beefy punch-a-man, right? And you've just done this really nice thing, and it looks good. Like you've used your strength to make something useful, and they're not surprised that you're capable of that, but they're just sort of surprised that you know what I mean. It's like they're not surprised that you could; they're just surprised that you did.
They're surprised that you would.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like that story from like the 1940s when players cut this black player with their cleats, and they found out he bled the same blood, and they're like, "Wow, we're not racist anymore."
What?
Is that a
Did
folklore?
you never hear about that story?
I feel like that's fake.
No, it's a real story. They were like, "Oh, his blood is also red."
Black-faced.
Are people that
player.
dumb that they don't know?
I don't know. It was the 1950s, dude.
Dude, your mom was the 1950s.
It's called
I'm just trying to make a
Switchel.
racism joke.
That's what it's called. Switchel is a drink made of water mixed with vinegar, often seasoned with ginger, honey, sugar, brown sugar, maple syrup, sometimes used to sweeten the drink instead of molasses.
I can't imagine anything more off topic.
No. It wasn't barley tea. It was swizzle that I was thinking of.
Is that also from Japan?
It is not. It's Old English, Old American sort of thing. Debatably originated in the Caribbean, but New England also holds credit as the source of switchel. Popular as a summer drink in the American colonies in the late 17th century. So.
Okay, Wikipedia.
I forget where barley tea came from. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, so you make this really nice door. Myrna and Sarah are both super impressed. Like, you know this, but Thel Dendrar was a woodworker. And you have just done woodwork. And Myrna knows good work when she sees it. And she sees it. And she is very thankful. She says again, I do not know what it is that we could do to repay a second kindness like this, but again, if there's anything that you ever need from us, you let me know. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I'm just saying, I was going to be so mad if you're like, yeah, it was good, but Val would have rolled a 20.
No. No, I'm a jerk. These people aren't jerks. This is an important distinction. So that'll all happen. I am at what are Thanar and Fitz doing in the meantime?
Or like cheering him on.
Okay. So
are you just waiting there the whole time?
I'm
just handing him the tool when he asks for it, like scalpel.
I'm wingmanning. I go over to Myrna, and I'm talking about how cool Thanar is.
Are you trying to set up this half-orc?
No!
With the woman whose husband just died?
No, never.
Okay. You're a bad person.
I mean...
I'm not. Why would I...
Never mind.
In fairness, if you are... Thanar's got 2 prospects in this town already.
Dude, I'm so glad that I made my character married, because I don't have to worry about this shit.
Well... So are you wearing the ring? Like, is that a thing?
Oh, snap! He's not wearing the ring!
No. If I even had a ring, I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided.
All right.
But, like,
this is not a decision you have to make right now.
He just used the ring to punch people.
Yeah, he doesn't have a ring. He's got brass knuckles.
That's all he wears all the time.
My wife gave me for these. My wife gave me these on a wedding night. It was a present. I got her a maul.
So this all happens. Sarah will once you're done. Sarah will thank you as well and sort of walk you outside, let you know that she greatly appreciates this. Myrna is having a rough time, obviously, so she has essentially moved in with her to make sure that she adjusts well.
I'm glad you did that. This isn't the first time I've seen a widow go through their husband.
Yes, well, I hope it's she'll say, I hope it's a long time before any of us have to see it again. Anyway, I probably won't be at work for a while, so if you need anything from me, I'll be here.
I cock my head to listen for Fitz cheering.
He doesn't.
So
we know where to find you.
You tinkling of a bell within your ear, though. Only on a
He's just this is his new thing. Fitz conjures giant desk bells. So she will She'll nod, thank you again, and go back inside. It's at this point that I think we'll go ahead and call it. You guys are free to roam about the city in the future. Know that. The world is literally your oyster. You can go wherever you want.